I'm Jenna.
The courtroom fell silent as the judge's gavel slammed down, echoing the finality of the decision. The plaintiff's case was dismissed with prejudice, and my brother, Ryan, was ordered to pay damages and legal fees. As I walked out of the courtroom into the bright sunlight, a sense of clarity washed over me, a feeling I hadn't experienced in years. It all started when Ryan's fiancée, Lisa, and he were planning their dream wedding. I had driven 3 hours to the historic venue, excited to celebrate with them. But as soon as I pulled into the valet lane, Ryan yanked open my car door, looking frantic. He told me that Lisa was freaking out because her parents had invited some important donors, and she didn't want me there to cause any awkwardness. He offered me $400 and told me to go back into town and fix my look, promising that I could come to the ceremony the next day, but sit at a table near the service station. I was hurt, but I didn't show it. I pocketed the money and promised not to embarrass him. As I drove away, I realized that the wealthy family friending their perfect weekend was actually me. I had funded the wedding through my holding company, Obsidian Investments, and the final payment was scheduled to clear at 8 o'clock in the morning on the day of the ceremony. That night, I sat in my home office, looking at the Brooks family ledger. It was an audit trail of all the money I had given to Ryan and my mother, Carol, over the years. I had bailed Ryan out of bad investments, covered Carol's rent when she overspent on vacations, and quietly funded their lifestyle. But they never appreciated it. They took me for granted and treated me like a resource. I decided to cut them off. I called my assistant, Jake, and instructed him to revoke the funding for the wedding and the honeymoon. I knew it would cause chaos, but I didn't care. I was done being their safety net. The next morning, the venue manager called Ryan to tell him that there was a problem with the wire transfer. Ryan thought it was a glitch, but he soon realized that I was behind it. He called me multiple times, but I ignored him. I wanted him to feel the same pain and humiliation that I had felt. As the day went on, the situation at the venue got worse. The florists and caterers were refused entry, and Lisa was furious. She blamed me for everything and accused me of being jealous and sabotaging their wedding. But I knew the truth. Ryan had been lying to everyone, including Lisa and her parents. He had used my condo in Palm Coast as an asset to secure his marriage and his reputation, but he didn't own it. He was living in my house, pretending to be my landlord, and claiming my company was his personal tax shelter. I received an audio file from Elena, the assistant venue coordinator, that revealed Ryan and Lisa's true feelings about me. They were planning to cut me off after the honeymoon and use my credit score to co-sign for a renovation loan on their new house. I was shocked and devastated. I had always thought of Ryan as my brother, but he was just a predator, using me for his own gain. I forwarded the audio file to my attorney, Mark, and prepared for the legal battle ahead. Ryan and Lisa hired a loud and aggressive lawyer, Tom, and sued Obsidian Investments for title to the condo. They claimed implied ownership, promissory estoppel, and emotional distress. But I was ready. I spent the next few days gathering evidence, including bank records, lease agreements, and engineer reports. On the day of the trial, I walked into the courtroom wearing a midnight blue suit, feeling confident and powerful. Ryan and Lisa looked shocked when they saw me. They had no idea that I was the owner of Obsidian Investments. As I took the stand and presented my evidence, the truth came out. The judge ruled in my favor, and Ryan was left with nothing. After the trial, Ryan ran after me, begging for help. He said he didn't have the money to pay the damages and that he had nowhere to go. I reached into my purse and gave him the $400 he had given me at the valet lane. I told him to keep it and fix his life. I drove away from the courthouse, leaving behind the lies and the pain. I was finally free. I booked a cabin in the mountains and spent the week in peace, reading books and enjoying the silence. For the first time in a decade, I felt like I could breathe. Looking back, I realized that I had been enabling Ryan and Carol for too long. I had let them take advantage of me because I wanted to be a good sister and daughter. But I learned that sometimes you have to set boundaries and stand up for yourself. I may have lost my family, but I gained my freedom and my self-respect.